Hey folks, Alan Volker here with Coldwell Banker Realty. I'm going to be doing a few videos like this, educational videos with some lenders, with some title company people, an appraiser. Today I have Bob Rogers from Top Down Home Inspections. We're just going to talk about home inspections and why they're important and why you really need to do one when you're buying a home. And this is not only for home buyers, but home sellers kind of need to understand this process as well as the buyers are having their inspection and know what they're going to need to do once the inspection comes back. So, Bob, welcome. Thank you for being here. What is a home inspection?
Well, a home inspection is really a limited visual inspection of the main components of a home. A homeowner needs, or buyer needs to know what they're buying. So I start at the top: chimney, roof, penetrations, the drainage system around the roof, getting into the attic, and you make your way all the way down into the basement to check walls and floors and appliances such as furnaces and water heaters. Um, the inspection will provide the buyer a a digital report with explanations and recommendations in some cases. So it can be the best $400 you ever spent or the worst that you never spent.
Yeah. So, kind of just take us through here. What kinds of things you would be looking for in something like this? This is probably a lot
Okay,
like what you're looking at when you're going out and doing home inspections, right?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. This is a good example because as you approach, I can see that the duct work is good. Um, it's been serviced in the past, so someone did some duct cleaning and they sealed this up properly. Um, I'm looking at this. I've already taken a little peek. It's a 2007 unit that has obviously been kept serviced and cleaned on a regular basis. These records go back 5 years, and there's more records underneath. This is great because I always recommend anybody that buys a house, no matter what age the furnace is, that they establish a relationship with the HVAC company, the contractor, so they know what they're getting into. And this even has, I would go in and I would take a look at this to see how clean it is and organized and make sure it's kicking on and responding to the thermostat immediately, that it's firing up and the blower's engaging. It's been currently operating in service, so I don't see any issues with this, but it's nice to know. The other things that I'm looking at here, the filter system. This is important to keep your furnace running as efficiently as possible. You got a good date on here, so you know when to change it again. A 3-inch filter. Are you changing this every 2 or 3 months?
About that, yeah, about every
About
three
that, yeah.
months. Yep.
That 200. If you have a 1-inch filter, it's every month, so that you can get the most efficient out of this. And you even have a germicidal light to clean air. This is an excellent system. Very easy to access. So I like everything about this. I would mark this as satisfactory, operating properly at the time of inspection. It's been well serviced, and I would recommend continuing that going forward.
Okay. So, what happens if you find something in here that maybe doesn't look right to you, or there's something that is severely wrong with that? Do you do a further inspection? How do you handle that with the buyers?
What I do is I take a good look at that and I document it with pictures, and then I make a recommendation of further evaluation by a qualified HVAC contractor. The report is suitable for you to be actually email them and say, "What's up with this?" to get the conversation going, and maybe they make a visit and come out and let you know maybe it needs service, maybe it needs a part. Because sometimes you get into a furnace, they're filthy.
Mm-hmm.
Filter's never been changed. It's not firing up right. The flames in there are looking poor, way too yellow. Um, those sort of things say that things are off and it needs to be serviced. And there's no service records, things like that. So that's what I would do.
Okay. So, when you're doing the home inspections, I know sometimes for some of my clients, you've done this in the past. A basement like this, you'll put a little test in there. What's that test for?
What I do is I'm all about the atmosphere in the basement because there's a relative humidity that you want to stay below so you don't have any active bacterial growth.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into a musty smelling basement, it's because there's seepage or moisture coming in through the walls or the floors. Um, and it is raising that relative humidity above 50%. It could be 65%. So if there's an issue, that little meter that I put in there during the inspection,
Mhm.
within 10 minutes, it tells me what it is. It tells me to look for a source. And I might find water coming in around a corner, a floor. Um, there's the place has been closed up and it's got some seepage through one of the walls. And it helps me focus on the source to make a recommendation.
Oh, that's good to know. And then there's this thing that I've heard of. It's a radon test. What is radon, and why is it important to get that tested?
Radon is a sort of a cancerous gas that is present in the ground and comes up from decaying vegetation. So it's also going to come up through the ground and through the walls and through cracks in homes. And they have a simple test to find out what the percentage is within the basement atmosphere. Because a lot of people like to put a bedroom in down there, already have it finished off, and they're not aware of it. The EPA recommends testing that once a year, which is a lot, but at least you should have a baseline. So this test, it's a $150 charge. It's sent out to a scientific lab that gives you those results and recommendations. So if you have radon gas present in your basement to the degree that it should be eliminated, they for $1,200 to $1,500, there's a system that sort of sucks it up and puts it outside.
Okay, so it's kind of a range it's looking at. The higher the levels, the more dangerous
and
it
it's
is.
not a deal killer for a house in a negotiation. It's just something to be aware of.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for being here today. Thanks for all the information. Again, this is Alan Volker with Coldwell Banker Realty. If you're looking to buy a home, give me a call. I'd love to help you out. I've got tons of people that I use like Bob, and that I can help you get in touch with to keep you safe and moving along in your home buying process. Thanks again. This is Alan Volker, and I'll talk to you soon.